So we with B-Mus Khalil, right?
Yeah.
B-Mus Khalil, the
B-Mus
one and
Khalil.
only, the one and only
One
go
and only
harder.
B-Mus Khalil, go harder, man.
My man, go harder. All right, one word to describe B-Mus Khalil.
Passionate.
Passion. Not bad. People trip on that one, you know. You just came with
I
it.
could have, but yeah, it was there.
Okay, so there's a lot of rappers in this country.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rappers, just period. What separates you from the rest of them? Why should I go buy your stuff rather than their stuff?
Yeah. I mean, I would say that you're right. There is a lot of MCs out there that are doing good work, and but the only thing is a lot of them are alike. A lot of them are the same. A lot of them talk about the same stuff, and they all go on this whole swagger thing, and you know what, I sell this and I sell that, and I'm kind of a bit different from that. That's where, you know. So I'm a bit more complex, and plus I show you all sides of life as well. So
what kind of sides of life are you discussing in your music? For the people that don't know about B-Mus Khalil, what are you discussing in your music that's so different from everybody else?
Well, I'm discussing everything. Like, basically, I love talking about relationships. I don't know why, I just love talking about relationships a lot. I've got a lot of songs in the archive that I talk about relationships. Obviously, you're not going to get to hear all of them. You will hear some of them. I talk about everything that goes on the street. I talk about, you know, social issues. I talk about teenagers. I talk about adults. I talk about all different situations in life.
Right.
Basically, yeah.
So it's more of a kind of uplifting type of content in your music.
Basically, it's uplifting, yeah, to inspire you to do better.
Right, but so you got Go Harder, and there's a track you did,
Good Die Young.
Good Die Young.
Yeah.
Right. Now those are very positive tracks.
Yeah.
Right, you're shining a light and you're providing a lot of insight into how things are over here.
Yeah.
But do you think that the youth will really pay attention to that? Really? Because you know what they're like now? They're so immune to that nowadays.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we heard that before, man. We ain't listening to that.
Yeah, true,
so
true.
what makes you think that you can actually break that barrier down?
I think, see, for example, with Good Die Young, there's a lot of songs that have come out of them that have kind of been similar, where people talk about, you know, travesties and situations where people pass, but it's almost on a like, not soppy, but you know, like almost like R&B-ish kind of like, let's cry about it sort of thing. My one's more hard-hitting, and obviously the beat's traditionally hip-hop, and I'm really rapping. So that's where I can connect to them. Also, you're right, I'm not gonna catch everybody, especially with that song Good Die Young. It's more about people that have had lost ones, or that have mentioned certain names that they know. Then they'll be able to relate to it more. But in my experience, most people have kind of you know like the track and like what's going on.
I like it too.
Yeah. But
It's
just like the younger generation.
Like the younger generation,
yeah,
because like, you know, I speak to kids, right, and they're like, we don't fucking with that. They don't want someone to lecture them.
Yeah, it's true. You're right. It's not about lecturing, and that's why I always talk about. I mean, I talk about the positive and negative, and I'm not completely positive, because I do talk about negative stuff, the stuff that I've been through and what other people have been through. You know, if you hear some of my other work, you might think, oh, this guy thinks he's a gangster or whatever, you know. But I don't necessarily. I'm just showing you all the sides.
You're
of
showing
life.
all sides because you're being balanced.
Being balanced, yeah. And to be honest, that's the kind of younger generation. That's what they love. You know, they kind of love that sort of road kind of rap.
Now, definitely. Now, you do a lot of community work, which I'm very proud to hear about. You come from Lewisham.
Yeah.
You do a lot of work there. What exactly I know what you do, but what exactly do you do in the communities to help the kids and you know, just to give them something to do? What do you do?
I work with various different organisations, and they usually do like workshops within the community, and also do a few workshops outside of London. But it's mainly like raising awareness. Like I use some of my videos like Good Die Young and Murder Scene to you know, play to the children and that, and then we can have a big discussion about it and say, you know, what would you do? Where did this guy go wrong? You know, how would you handle the situation? So we raise awareness in that department, and also we do some other like hip hop workshops, where we help them out to write their own songs and record their own songs. And we also do some acting workshops as well. That's
nice, because that idea of showing them like a video and then asking them, I think it's a thing called, there's a acting technique called forum theatre, I think it's called, where they'll stop and freeze it and they go, what would you do? And then they act it out. So that's quite interesting. How do they respond?
Yeah, they respond quite well. When they're there, they'll be like, you know, I would have this, I would have did that. But obviously, if they was in that situation for real, you know, they might handle it a bit different.
A lot of these kids nowadays, yes, they would. But in terms of like, because these things are quite rare. These things are quite rare, especially coming from artists.
Yeah.
To do these things for the community.
Yeah.
And in my experience, I found that the younger generation somewhat reluctant. How did you overcome that reluctancy to
go ahead and
do it? Yeah.
Because I've got a big family. I've got a lot of I've got younger brothers and I've got older brothers and I've got, you know, a lot of cousins and you know, I know that my younger brothers are very influenced by me and the older brothers as well. So I know that being a musician, I've kind of, you know, I've got a role to play. I can't just be a musician and not help out in any other way. So I feel as though I have to help out as well as doing my music. I have to do something else as well.
Like a responsibility.
Yeah, I feel like a responsibility. That's the word I was looking for.
Responsibility.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to upcoming
artists? You have to stay focused. You have to go hard. Right about now, there's loads of artists. The game is like there's an influx of artists that's coming. You know, and it's real hard to get in there. There's more artists than managers, so it's going to be hard to get a manager. So basically, you have to manage yourself. You're going to have to work extremely hard every day. You need to get up every morning and go hard. And yeah, it's a hard slog. You just got to stay persistent and dedicated, and you'll get through.
Awesome. Back to the music. So your Go Hard, that's coming out when?
That's out the 29th.
November.
Yeah.
iTunes, all that.
Yeah, available on iTunes everywhere. What else? Napster. What's the other one?
Amazon,
yeah. Amazon. All of those, yeah.
Nice.
Can get it, yeah.
Album, what's happening with the album?
I'm still working on the album. Hopefully it will be released sometime next year, maybe in the summer. We're halfway through that, and yeah, just continuing.
Working title for it?
You know, it was the long story short, but it could change. Yeah,
long story short.
Long story short.
You gonna start ghostwriting for me soon?
Yeah, if you want, yeah. Just holler at me, man.
Cool. B-Mus Khalil.